Hello, this is Frank Orlando. In junior high and a little bit of elementary, I was living in Las Vegas. Then I came back to Florida and went to high school to Plant High. And I revisited my family at the Valley of Fire. Was one of the trips. So in 1990, I went to check on my family, and I went and revisited some of the places that my father liked camping. And it was really the only interaction that I had with my father, Frank Orlando Sr. And so, anyhow, that is one of his favorite camping spots. And I have a couple more: Lake Mead, Mount Charleston, and then some places in between Vegas and the lake. Lake Mead was a desert area that was undeveloped, wilderness. I'd like to call it wilderness. And so anyhow, I'm trying to see if I got a picture of my dad. Well, I don't. Not handy, but my father. So anyhow, here we go. Valley of Fire. And this is the prehistory. It was Native Americans had settled in there, and they have areas where in rock you could have water. So this is a catwalk built up made out of iron, not wood, real good iron, petroglyphs that the native peoples, prehistoric indigenous peoples, because they'd been out of the area for a long time. So I don't know when they lived in there. It's a real pretty area. You can do a search on it. But I want to preserve this memory. So this is my sister. I think she was like 8 or 9 years old. Olivia is my youngest sister. Yeah. This is Hoover Dam, which is close to it. The city of Overton is near Valley of Fire. This is called a basket maker's pit house. And it's a house, it's a mound of dirt with logs and stuff, and they could come down. That's me there. That's Olivia. And I don't know that you can still do that. It's like I said, I took these pictures in 1990. That's the campground. There's a campground. When I was a little boy, my father, we would go climbing up into these mountains. I almost got into trouble, and another guy got rescued. These are prairie dogs, and they love potato chips, and they do a little maneuver. They live in the ground, come out, and they are like little squirrels, and they're adorable little animals, playful and mischievous. One day, we had one follow us, went home with us in our camper, and we had to bring it back the next week, supposedly, according to Mom, from the Valley of Fire. And I think they're an endangered species now. That's my mom and sister, and that's me and my sister. I was born in 1967, 87, so I was 23 years old right there. I'm 58 now. So this is called the Lost City of Nevada. Valley of Fire, Overton, Lost City Museum, and so that's that. And so here's some more petroglyphs, which is close to the Valley of Fire. This is the Lost City of whatever that you just heard. That's the museum that's near Valley of Fire, but it's not. The Lost City Museum, which is a Indian village. So those are pueblos reconstructed. And so once again, we're back on the Valley of Fire. There's a little prairie dog with a potato chip, and that's a lizard, desert lizard. That's me. And those are the cabins, part of a CCC in the 1930s, I guess, reconstructed down. That's the Hoover Dam. It's pretty mighty. It's really an intimidating big dam. It used to be the world's largest dam, but not anymore. China. has got us on that. That is a model. That was a model, a makeup of it, and that's an actual picture that I took inside the museum. That's Lake Mead Reservoir. That's more of Hoover Dam. Here is the more of the lake, 1990, Lake Mead. This is Pebbles Beach or something, Boulder Beach. I don't know that it exists anymore because the drought just went on. The lake is further out. It used to be called Boulder Beach. It's one of the only beaches that you had in Nevada, in Las Vegas area. This is desert plants. And this was up around Lake Mead, and it had actually special plants that lived around the lake. They were trees. It was a little different ecosystems. This here is Mount Charleston. And if you go in July, you could find snow on the very top of the mountain. The road goes all the way up, and there's a lodge up there. It was really cool. So this is Mount Charleston right there. This is Red Rock. This is Red Rock here. So now we've this is not Valley of Fire. This is actually Red Rock right here. These pictures here. This is a waterfall that was hard. You had to hike a trail off the road, get up in there. This is the Red Rock, which looks like Valley of Fire, but it's very different. This is not smooth. These are rough, but they're red stones, kind of. So that's me climbing. That's Valley of Fire. This looks like Red Rock. Again, going out to it. That's welcome to Nevada State Museum and Historical Society in Las Vegas, Lorenzo Park. So these are desert plants. These are in the summertime. The desert cactus plants will bloom. They're very pretty when they bloom. This here was a place that my dad liked to camp, and I absolutely hated it. It was just cars and shotgun shells and trash just outside of the town of Vegas, somewhere between on our way out to Lake Mead, the road that used to take you there. Something I hated my dad for. It was hot. There was no AC. We were always thirsty. He'd kick us out and go to sleep. It was sucky. I think this is a museum in Nevada, Las Vegas, Nevada, with the dinosaur bones. There's another place where you like Sunrise Mountain. They got houses on this mountain now that go all the way up the mountain, which ruined the mountain. It's the closest mountain to Vegas. Las Vegas Showgirls. This is the Mirage. This is in 1990. These casinos probably may not even be here. The Excalibur, which is pretty cool casino for like Circus or something. It has sort of a Renaissance feel. Caesar's Palace, beautiful casino in 1990 especially. It was probably this here is downtown, not the Strip. The Horseshoe, the Pioneer, and the Four Queens. My dad worked at the Four Queens. This is before they had the Fremont Street Light Boardwalk or whatever. I went later and saw that, and so it changed, but it used to be. This is the Golden Nugget, and this is down closer to North Las Vegas. Circus. That's the Strip, and beautiful cactus right there. Arizona has the tall cactus. So these Sonoya, these tall cactus plants do not grow in Vegas. You got to go to Arizona to see them in the wild, and they're almost endangered. So they had a cactus garden park, and they brought in, so this is a sequoia. Like I said, you would not see that in Las Vegas unless it was brought in. They just don't typically range in Nevada. But these are some desert plants that bloom. It was a botanical gardens. It's really cool. A desert botanical gardens. Really beautiful. Flowers blooming when I came. Desert can be beautiful. Can be really beautiful. This is old Nevada. Bonnie Springs. I think this is near Red Rock, and was outside of the town. So they did live. This is like Western town. Okay, you could do a movie set in the West here. They have one in California as well. So that's it right there. There's the live hanging, the jail. They put on a performance, or they did a mock hanging. This here is there's a burrows. They go outside. That's a gunfire, a mock gun battle, and there's just some silly stuff. So anyhow, the Imperial Palace had a car collection. So the auto collection at the Imperial Palace. The Imperial Palace may not have this car collection, and the casino itself may be gone. There's a Tucker. That movie came out in 1990, and so being able to see a live Tucker was really cool. There's only 49 in the world, so I got to see that. That's me sitting there. I was 23 years old. That's a Mercedes Gullwing. That's like a $4 million car now. That's a Woody 47 Tucker. Pretty cool. Mussolini's car was there. Alfa Romero limousine, Delage limousine, 1928. A Franklin there, 39. This is Hitler's car. It was there as well as a mock-up Bonnie and Clyde car was there. It may have even been the actual car for Bonnie and Clyde. I have one more picture, I think, of a car collection. So here's that's a Duesenberg. I don't know what that is, and that's an old car. That's part of the Imperial car collection. Liberace had a museum. He used to live out there, and then he died just prior to 1990. So here's his museum in 1975. He was probably still alive. I don't know that this exists anymore, because who cares about Liberace in this day and age? I mean, gone for so long. He's a world famous pianist. Creepy guy, kind of had a high-pitched voice. But a very good entertainer, very respected musician. This here, out in the Strip, these are adult, where to pick up dancers, and you would have to go to the Mustang Lounge. It's a escorts, but you had to go out of Vegas. They advertised them in Vegas in stands, and I just picked them up. I remember as a kid seeing them. So that's it. My trip of 1990 at the Valley of Fire and some other parks that my dad liked camping at. I made a collection of them in my trip. I took care of it.